This is the Dedo Kit. It should be noted that all of our light kits are quite heavy. When you first come to pick it up, you're going to get a sense of like just how heavy they are. The Dedo Kit, however, is by far the heaviest kit. Don't really know why. It's got some heavy bits in it. The lights themselves, though, are fantastic. They're small, about 200 watts, 150, depending on which bulbs you have put in. And they work very well for lighting up a small area for where you need a lot of little lights. And the barn doors are attached the same way. You slip them into place and you turn them over. Now, the Dedo Kit also comes with an accessory kit, which contains many things similar to what you find in the ARRI accessory kit, or the ARRI accessory kit, but you get some interesting things. For example, this is for hand holding a light. You can just put this in here. If you loosen it a bit, put that in there, and you can hand hold the light around. Can be helpful in certain circumstances. You've also got this thing, which is great for either screwing onto edges. There's like holes here that you'd have to get your own screws, obviously, or for putting around various things. And you can just hook the light up in there again, like that. You've also got other pieces. I think this one is for hooking it onto a tripod. And this one especially is for edges of tables. If you unscrew this a little bit, and you open this out, it comes out. Oh, oops, loosen it a bit, like that. And then what you can do is, after you unscrew it a little bit more, you can stick this on the edge of the table, and you can hook up your light here. And this is fantastic for putting out the light. Now, these lights are very lightweight, so they're fantastic for doing this kind of work when you need to get lighting, which needs to be either more subtle or in certain places or so forth. And there's 2 of each of these things, so you have some options and some variety. And you've also got a couple of gels put into these little metal boxes. There's a couple of these in there. And you've also got a whole bunch of, oops, that's an empty one. You've also got a bunch of scrims in here. Now, this is a graded scrim. That means that cuts out the most light here, less light here, and no light here. So this is good for if you're on a wall at an angle or something. It's for all sorts of things. But you also have red scrims and green scrims, and same as the other ones. Okay, and all of that goes in the box, and there's a couple more there. Now, that's the accessory kit. Now, I'm going to show you how to set up the I want to show you how to set up the Dedo lights because they're a little different from the other ones. Now, okay, the light stand is similar to the Kino Flows or the Lowell kits. Sorry, not the Lowell kits, the Kino Flows. And what you do is you just put up the light, same deal. There's a screw here. You put it on top. Same as the other lights, it's got barn doors on the front. Open these up. Do not turn on these lights while facing someone, obviously. This here is how you control fill and spot. And it's actually a pretty handy feature. It's on a couple of our lights, including the ARRI kit, which allows you to soften up a light to be more like a spotlight in one place, a lot of light, or less so. So after you've got this hooked up to a tripod, let's imagine that it's been doing that, you can pull out, this is the power ballast. And the way this works is it's quite heavy. This is actually one of the reasons why the Dedo Kit is so heavy. It's actually the main reason why the Dedo Kit is so heavy. This is pretty much a standard computer power cord that you can plug into this side here. And you plug it into the wall. But before you do that, make sure that this is off here. And the way you actually hook up the lights to this is you have a bunch of these power XLR cables. They're not the same as sound XLR, but they're similar, and they have the same head. And what you do is you plug one end in, and of course this hasn't been tidied up very properly, but you plug one end in here, and the other end goes into this XLR that's hanging off the light itself. And then you can also, if you come back to the ballast here, you can change the amount of light coming out, but it also changes the color temperature. So it's kind of like a dimmer, but not really. It just really just changes the color temperature. And then after you've set your, probably a good idea to set this to off. Turn the power ballast on. Turn the light on again, saying sparking and away from somebody's face. And when you're done with the light, you just unplug it. You press down this button and pop out the XLR cable. And the same thing on here is that there's a little button that you pop out with. You can curl this up, put the light away, wait until it's not hot anymore. Otherwise, you could seriously hurt yourself. And you can put the power ballast away as well. The power ballast actually gets a little warm too because there's electricity going through it. So you might want to be careful with that as well. And that's the Dedo Kit.